Okay, everybody, it's me, Gregory Mannarino. It is still Tuesday, March 1st, 2022. This is my post-market wrap-up. People, some very interesting things are going on right now, and we have a lot to talk about. Let's start off with this market. That's just kind of how my brain works. So, stocks fell under pressure today. Yes, okay, whatever. However, the bigger deal today was the 10-year yield. People, the 10-year yield at one point dropped to 1.68. Last time I looked, we're at 1.72. The fact that the 10-year yield took a nosedive like that, it took everyone by surprise. I think it definitely took me by surprise. And what did that do? That absolutely hit financial stocks and banks. They got hit today. As I have explained to you, the market, the sweet spot for the 10-year yield where banks are going to flourish here is above 2%. I believe we are going to get there, but there's something else going on, and I'm just going to throw it out here. So the fact that we literally had a cratering of the 10-year yield today, what is that telling us? A lot of cash is making its way into the debt market. That is a massive safety trade. The dollar, markedly higher. Again, safety trade, fear trade, stocks sell off. That's the way it played out. Financials and banks got hit. However, let's look at a couple of other things here. It goes without saying that defense contractors, I do not own them. I recommended these for those of you that may want to buy them, but they are taking off. I do own oil and gas companies. I told all of you what I was doing. They have done very well today, well, over the past several trading days, and I believe there's a lot more upside here with regard to oil and gas companies. Okay, you know I own these. I'm telling you. I do own the banks. You know that. Kind of an offsetting mechanism here. I do not own defense contractors. You know why. But a lot of people got in on these, and I'm hearing from a lot of you. Look, again, I'm not judging anybody. I put that out there when I said, hey, you know, you might want to look at these things. I couldn't pull the trigger myself. It just didn't feel right to me, but that doesn't mean it's right or wrong. You understand? Anyway, going back to this market, the fact today that we saw, witnessed the 10-year yield nosedive, to me, the market, it seems like the market may be considering, well, this may go on beyond Ukrainian borders. In my view, and I've told you this, look, Ukraine is going down. It's already over. Cities are being shelled. The capital is under attack. It's going down. The world is sitting back and watching this unfold, okay? For the most part, watching. Okay, yes, there are sanctions in place for which I told you would do nothing. You believe me now? Certain Russian banks have been cut off from the SWIFT system. I also laughed at that. Is it stopping anything? No, it's not going to. Ukraine is going down. Now, the market knows that. The market knows that, okay? So to me, to witness the 10-year yield nosedive like that to 1.68, I mean, that's an awesome move. We were recently over 2%. To plummet down to 1.68, honestly, look, I did not see that coming. I didn't see it. That's the truth. Sometimes things can take you by surprise, and that's absolutely a surprise to me. And look what it did to the banks today. They got hit pretty hard, although well off the low. To me, people, look, these are my bank positions, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, Bank of America. These are core positions. They pay me a dividend every quarter. Okay, I will continue to add to those positions. I want the dividend. I want the dividend as income. Okay, and I believe that these institutions are massively, massively undervalued. Massively undervalued because I believe, again, as I have explained to you, the 10-year yield, look, could I be wrong here? Absolutely, but I don't think so. I believe the 10-year yield is going to settle above 2%. The market's going to love it there. And I also believe the Fed's going to raise rates moving forward, okay? The market's going to love that too. The banks are going to benefit here. You understand? That's another reason why I'm in here. With regard to me owning oil and gas producers, well, that's a no-brainer, okay? I also bought that commodities ETF that I've been explaining to you, PDBC. I have repeated this, PDBC, over and over. People, commodities are going parabolic. Wheat today, wheat hit limit up. That means it traded so high, so fast, they had to halt trading, okay? Crude oil is continuing to surge despite the fact, are you ready? Sit down in case you don't know. Oil has been released from the strategic reserves, but it's a joke. And the joke is on you and me. If my calculations are correct, apparently this strategic release, because we have a crude oil crisis. That's the new one now, a crude oil shortage crisis. Okay, so they're releasing 60 million barrels, whatever the number is. It comes to about 1/6 of what we use on a daily basis. It's a joke, and it's just a token release, again, to make people believe, oh, we're doing something about it. We really care. As you can clearly see, the release of the strategic reserves did nothing. Zero. WTI hit 106 today. 106. I don't know. Some guy around here has been telling you that crude is going to surge higher from when it was, I don't know, 70. I said it's going to break 100 and go much higher than that. Well, here we go. And at 106, you still haven't seen anything. You haven't seen anything. It's going much, much higher. Commodity prices are going much, much higher. If you did get in on PDBC when I told you, look, yeah, you're doing pretty damn good, okay? You know my take on this, people. You can't ever be in any one asset, okay? If you are in the banks right now, let's say today, and you took a hit here, okay, your oil and gas companies, well, they're doing very, very well. Your commodities ETF, PDBC, well, that did really well. Gold and silver, I would imagine most of you own that. I have a lot of this stuff here. Silver literally took off today. Gold took off today. Cryptocurrencies are surging. Bitcoin at 44,000. But of course, look at the comments here. Oh, look at Greg's call on the banks. They will not tell you, hey, look, Greg's call on these other things was pretty damn freaking good now. It's the freaks. They're so jealous, these people. They're eating themselves out from the inside. And when I read those kind of comments, oh, Greg, how are those banks looking? I laugh my freaking ass off. Because these are like, cave dwellers in their parents' basement. And again, they are so jealous of me, and I love it. I love it. I tease them too sometimes. I write back. Anyway, so that's the story here, people. This morning, believe it or not, I actually forgot to finish a thought. I had said that there's one thing that worries me, and that is the fact that I believe the market is fearing that this Russian invasion into Ukraine is going to go beyond Ukraine. And that's something we're going to have to talk about if and when that occurs here. So the story today is very, very simple. Commodities prices are going literally parabolic. What does that mean for you? What does it mean for inflation? Again, you're going to hear from the retard president. He's probably pumping some kind of pills right now. I don't know, Ritalin or something along those lines to try to keep his focus. I don't know. But he's going to distract you, deceive you, and lie to you more so than any president in American history. So tonight, we are going to witness history. You are going to see lies, propaganda, distractions, and things, and you hear things you can't even believe out of that man's mouth. It's all a smoke screen, and also it's a propaganda war that we are into. But you are going to be lied to on an epic scale tonight, so just be ready for it. And remember, not a single word will be spoken out of the retard's mouth. Or is he going to point at the Federal Reserve? That's what I'm getting to here. He will not tell you that it's the Federal Reserve who's deliberately creating inflation, okay? And they're going out of their way to do it, okay? And everything that you're seeing right now, the show, it's a show, and it's crazy. You turn on the news. I got people sending me videos and pictures all day long. Some of these from that area, okay? And it's pretty astonishing to me. We're sitting here. The world is sitting back and watching an entire nation fall, but those sanctions are really going to work. They're going to stop it. Oh, yeah, and cutting off those banks from those certain number of banks from SWIFT. Oh, that's going to help too. No, they're not even meant to help. Just like this token release from the strategic reserves, oil. Okay, no, it didn't make any difference, nor is it even meant to do so. All it is meant to do is distract you. Okay, look, they're releasing oil. Oh, that must be a good thing. That means crude oil is going to come down. Did it work? Do you see what I'm telling you? Nothing is what it seems to be. Nothing. Okay, it's all a stage. It's all the theater. It's all fake. It's all completely insane. But understanding that, again, allows you and I to really take in what's happening. You understand? To the best of our ability. That is the truth. And again, I'm going to say it. I did not foresee the 10-year yield cratering like this. 1.68, that's a major, major, major safety trade. Again, it's not a dropping 10-year yield that we have to fear, people. You know that. It's a rapidly spiking one. This is cash just making its way into the perceived safety of debt. Dollar, same thing too, that knee-jerk. Big move higher, 0.71% with regard to the relative strength of the dollar with the Dixie. All right, anyway, I already told you about wheat hitting limit up. Commodities are taking off. I don't think it's too late for those of you that may have not gotten in on that commodities ETF. I told you to look at about a week ago, PDBC. It's not too late, in my view. I think commodities are going monumentally higher, okay? And even with regard to oil and gas companies, I own CVX. I own ExxonMobil. These things are taking off, okay? And plus they pay you a dividend, people. So look, yes, you gotta be in a lot of different things, and sometimes a part of your portfolio, let's say banks today, my bank stocks did awful today. But again, I'm still getting paid a dividend. I still believe they're undervalued, and I will continue to buy them. I want the dividend payment. With regard to oil and gas, yeah, I want those dividend payments too, but I think they're also going much, much higher. So there's a lot of ways to attack this. You understand? And if you are a subscriber to my newsletter, you get a heads up on this all the time. Faster than here, because I'm blasting stuff out all day long over there. I put out several today alone. So please do subscribe to my free newsletter. Link in the description of this video. People, I'm trying my hardest to make this work for you. Let me see here. I want to talk about a couple of other things. I covered so much already. I've been looking at my little notes here. I think that's about it. But it's already being spoken about. Global crude oil shortage. Think of what that means. Okay, this isn't Greg Mannarino. This is the mainstream global crude oil shortage. People, I don't know what to tell you. I really believe you understand what's going on. And not only that, what you should be doing to at least attempt to take advantage of it. If we realize at its core, we're about to see the debt hyper bubble go beyond everyone's wildest dreams as these events unfold around us. With regard to money creation, money printing, asset purchases, nothing. You haven't seen anything yet. Again, the lie is going to be, oh yeah, the Fed's going to taper. They haven't tapered anything. Oh yeah, the Fed's going to meaningfully raise rates. They're not rates. They're not going to meaningfully raise rates at all. Oh yeah, the Fed's going to unwind this balance sheet. It's not happening. These are all lies, propaganda, and distractions. Globally, debt and deficits, like I've explained to you since, I don't know, for over a decade, are going to continue to balloon. So what do you want to do? What do you want to do? You want to be on the opposite side of that. I don't care if you don't trade a stock, own a stock, or even own cryptocurrencies. You at least need to be in some type of commodity. To me, the most undervalued on the planet is physical silver. You know that, okay? So, and despite the surge today of nearly 5%, I mean, you haven't seen anything yet there too. It's just starting to unfold, okay? But what you and I need to focus on, gauging from the 10-year yield today, look, the market is a language, okay? And it's not always very clear, but we can get big clues from the market. As I said, it's a language. And if you understand where cash is flowing, how it's flowing, where it's going to, watching particular assets, you can make your best calls onto where things are going. For example, like I had said, get in on oil and gas producers. Look how that took off. I told you to look at defense contractors. Look at that. Commodities ETF. Look at that. Banks, yes, have not done great as of late. But again, and I believe this, I'm going to repeat myself. I sincerely believe 10-year yield is going above 2%. And that's going to be the golden spot. And banks are going to rebound big time. And these are not trades, people. These are core positions. You know how I play this market now. I trade around my core positions by using credit spreads sometimes. For the most part, I am selling puts onto the market and I'm collecting premium. I'm collecting premium. I'm collecting premium. That's how I play this game. There are many ways to do it. That's my way. Anyway, I think I covered everything I wanted to, people. Just look, a really big, humongous thank you to those of you who choose to support my work. I count on all of you every month. And I really don't think it's such a crime for me to sit here and look at some of the comments here. I mean, I work my rear end off to get this stuff out to you. So I ask for $5 a month. I mean, what does a cup of coffee cost these days? For a month, just to support my work. And a big shout out, a big thank you to those of you who choose to do that. If you haven't yet, I would greatly appreciate it. There is a link in the description of this video. Support my work, support my free newsletter, $5. That's all I ask for. And if you want to send me crypto, there's also another link. You could support me with cryptocurrencies. All right, people, look, that's it. Please ponder the things I spoke about here. Let it sink in. I want to hear from you. I really do. Do you believe? Because the market seems to, at least gauging from what happened with the 10-year yield today, in my view, the market seems to believe this may go beyond the Ukraine with Russia. We'll see. I want to hear from you. Do you believe that Russia will invade beyond Ukraine, or is it going to stop there? All right. With that said, I will see all of you in the morning. And, well, I'm out of here.